As we continue discussing the UDL lesson plan template, I would like to talk about the goal setting and warm-up element of this template. Now, you can see here we have a lot of resources on this page. You are free to look at this content. However, what I would like to do is, rather than spending time looking at kind of the instructions for goal setting, is I'd actually like to spend some time looking at a module and how goal setting is used and how it is a critical element of the lesson. So you can see here we have our goal setting, we have our mini lesson, self-differentiated learning, we have some additional practice, and then our self-differentiated assessment in this module, teaching plot. Most instructors know setting goals is critical in any day in any lesson. We want to tell our students what we're going to be learning, why we're going to be learning it, and how they know that learning has been achieved. So the first thing we're going to do is start with the goals, what we are setting out to achieve. So in the case of plot, we're going to start with our learning targets. We want students to be able to identify and label the sequence of events in a story. Simple enough. Now, the next part, how will students know that they have achieved the learning target? And this is where rubrics are going to be critical. Rubrics are helpful for three primary things. First, they continue clarifying the expectations. Again, what are we doing? How will you know that you have achieved it? Secondly, rubrics are helpful in giving feedback, whether it's feedback instructor to student, whether it's feedback student to student, or whether it's self-reflective feedback. Rubrics are helpful. Additionally, rubrics are helpful for their end of the module evaluation or the assessment. Now that's especially critical when you're using UDL self-differentiated assessments. So this rubric here is going to be a formative rubric. This rubric will be used as students are learning, probably at the end of the student self-differentiated learning. We can use this rubric here to give feedback on whether or not students are understanding the 6 different elements of plot. This needs to be discussed the very first lesson. Students need to know what the expectations are going to be. Additionally, students are going to need to know what the rubric is going to look like for their end of the module evaluation. As some students might prefer to be evaluated by having a video or writing an essay or doing a PowerPoint presentation or doing a speech, all the students are going to be graded off of the same rubric. This rubric is the cornerstone for students to be assessed. So despite students having some choice in how they will be assessed, again, what they're going to use to demonstrate proficiency, all the students' projects must be able to be assessed with this rubric. So it's critical at the beginning of the lesson to show this rubric to students to be very clear on the expectations for their learning. And then we go through a quick write. What do students know about plot? Now, you might decide to do this as a classroom discussion, a think, pair, share. You might decide to do one of these questions, both of these questions. How you implement the warm up, the activation of background knowledge will be up to you, but for your convenience, we do have a quick write pre-embedded. So all three of those elements are going to kind of be under this pillar of the goal setting and warm-up. And again, if you have any further questions, you can continue investigating on this Canvas page. You may also go back to the module with the template. There will be other resources available there.